But yeah, so he's in the top two, so long as he's pretty healthy. But it could have gone different.
Wow, that's a lot.
You're election commission for the November.
Oh, no, well, yes. I should have asked, I've given up asking, you obviously.
Give us my view on that. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the roll call of the
part of this one.
Supervisor Serafin, treasurer.
Wasn't on my radar.
And the clerk is here. So we don't, do we have any call to the public? This is for the election commission.
Target date for bringing it back up.
Thank you. So we'll close it, Our current business is pretty short and sweet. We're gonna appoint our, we're gonna start with the appointment of Joyce Stroman, the deputy clerk, who's a Democrat, as the election manager at $25 an hour. Do I have a motion? Thank you, Ann. Support?
So.
Thank you. All in favor? So Joyce will be our election manager. Now, I only have, 5,
Now they're going to.
election inspectors because Joyce and I would make 7. But Joyce has surgery on October 30th. And her doctor tells her she'll be ready to go on November 4th. But just in case, I want to put Bobby down. I want to appoint Bobby also in case Joyce doesn't show up, so I have another election inspector. So I'm gonna go put Bobby on the list. Now that'll put us down to only one Democrat if Joyce isn't there, but. So I'm appointing Jim Ackerman, Republican, Brenda Bowes, Republican, Ron Clymer, Republican, Judy Jackalone, Democrat, Heather Stevens, Clymer, Republican, and Bobby Philosophic, Republican, as our election inspectors for this. And we're gonna appoint them at $20 an hour.
Okay.
Motion, thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye. And assuming Joyce is fine, the appointment of the receiving board and deputy clerk, that Democrat and Republican. If something happens to Joyce, Jim will be right over the big way. Right. And theoretically, come up with him. Well, if I said Judy, I don't think Judy will go. You know, although I don't expect it to go that late, it's just the school election. No, I'll say, I'm Joyce is sure, if as long as she can just sit, no heavy lifting. Yeah. I don't have her do, so, can I have a motion for Joyce's and I as. Yeah. All in favor?
Well.
And the last one, I've never asked for approval for this, but I kind of thought probably I should. Approval to contract with Jessica English to provide 2 meals. I decided, well, I decided that she gives us so much food. And so I decided that rather than having breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we'll have a brunch at about 10. And dinner and lunch at about 4:30 and get by with 2, and that the township will provide we use your water that's left over from your meeting and some pop and maybe bringing a box of donuts in the morning. I think that'll save a little bit of money and. We always have so much money, don't we, Brenda? So.
Okay, so long as you're not looking at yourself, that's good.
No, and Jessica has said she's available, so that's good. So, we have.
I move that.
Thank you, Les. All in favor? There's no money for the pass. And so it's now 6:23 for call the public. Anybody have any questions or comments about the election commission? None being received. Motion to adjourn. Thank you. Last. All in favor? Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, well, I don't have a feeling handheld. Wow. And roll and stuff. Yeah.
I would like to find, I would like to find one of the Democrats, but they're far and few between, you know, choice. So.
No, that's all.
And the Democrat that we had last year, he lives up in Mackinac County, and I mean, he just said I didn't know. He was good, you know?
Yeah.
And like Joyce said, what kind of, and issues will we have, we need a Republican against it, not, like, nothing partisan on this. Explaining the two proposals, so.
I was just thinking that. He said, he said, well, it works with one way. Perhaps, you know, that he's a, that.
Wonder.
It's a
I have no.
recent bill.
You know the name?
Don't know what it will be on the election last year.
We can look.
If you just
Yeah,
need.
for the future, I just,
I'm just thinking.
it'd be good to have more Democrat.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, and I'm talking about board is how many ballots we sent out, how many.
And then break them off. You guilty of
I hope Joyce will okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it should be okay, well, it's probably able to look at a bunch of. You know, knows how to work that, it's super bad. And the base ever used.
Like I try never move the line. So,
Every year we say, would any of the election inspectors like to vote on the bat? We told them to push that.
Right.
That's,
So how the boys doing?
what do we get? That's good. That's really. Both assisted some. Yeah. People that are.
yeah.
That never since 6 years, I only they don't.
You want us to buy?
Give them a shot on that.
Now we have.
Yeah. We had a capture.
I think they got the message. Yeah.
Well, what happens is it prints one and then that.
Right.
Yeah.
You are.
Well, look at
Yeah.
yeah.
But we tested every year.
You know, the purposely, which is on a different schedule.
Right.
And my last day.
Well, we will have one that track.
So.
It's not, it comes to drive up.
They had, you know, the little machine.
Some down outside.
Like it only the hospital.
Yeah.
I'll say it right.
Working on these already.
Bicycle or just put.
No, we just sent two people over. No, so yeah, so they, we can say, so for instance, if even if they get their ballots stuck, we can't go with the.
You know, and every time I think, you know, some of these happen, yes.
One was something about the date.
It's Joyce.
No, they.
I think we run a global election. I don't understand.
We can.
It's like,
Well used.
Right.
Yeah, well, I'm like, every single maybe I'll just like,
And some
I was 28, but I'm not.
public access.
Right. So the bar.
I'll secure the ballot. I'll do the whole thing.
and I found out. Even when I'm.
They want me to.
As long as you can do law.
And it's. He's still kind of. Yes.
So with you. Yeah. And all my boards now jumped on board. Yeah. But we want. For me and mom. That's the way it goes. I don't know that.
Some hospitals. Good luck.
Yes.
Maybe October 13, 2025, meeting in Mullett Township, Board of Trustees to order. Let's start with the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
Treasurer Velocity.
Here.
Trustee Lindgren.
Here.
Trustee Gorky.
Here.
And the clerk is here.
Okay, it's now time for a call to the public. You have 3 minutes per person for the call to the public. Are you any public comments? Yes.
The Tappanabee Community Church wants to know what day we're having the church lighting, or the church lighting, the Christmas tree lighting. Because they want to sing carols.
Oh, good. Good. We've got
That's
caroling
on
on the agenda.
That's on the agenda, Jeff.
Okay.
So if you got a date or whatever, I'll find out later on.
I didn't answer for you right now, but.
I've got it in the, I'll give the whole spiel, the whole rundown,
Okay.
So good.
but it's the 29th,
29th of
not
November.
November. But I'll give you the whole rundown there.
No public, yes.
I was wondering about East Grand, with all the potholes, all the sand that's laying around there, about getting that fixed up.
I'll get a hold of the road commission tomorrow. I haven't done the screen in a while, so.
Yeah, I think they only graded once this summer. They did come fill the potholes, but all they did is throw loose stone in it. The first time it rained, it was gone.
Mhm. I will contact the. I'll contact the road commission tomorrow.
Thank you.
Sure. Any other public comment?
Is this a time for comments or questions? Can I do a question?
It's a comment time, not really a question and answer.
Okay. Well, I guess my comment would be then, I wasn't able to attend last month's meeting. So I tried to, do the Zoom link and I couldn't.
For some
You
reason.
had no internet.
Or the last meeting, we couldn't get attendance to the internet at the other township hall.
Is that a common problem?
This happened once or twice before, but I wouldn't say it's a common problem.
So I guess my concern would be, normally I like to come, I've been coming to every meeting. I couldn't make that meeting, tried to do it that way. So I just would hope there would be some sort of a solution if you're gonna have the meetings where you don't maybe have Wi-Fi.
When we had Wi-Fi, for some reason, it wasn't working that night, but we will definitely work to make sure that every meeting is produced on Zoom, if not.
And I guess, so another comment is, I'm hoping that you guys are gonna talk about planning commission this meeting. I was very interested in learning more about the timeline for that. I hope we're gonna hear that tonight.
It's on the agenda.
Timeline for applications due for grants. It's nice to know that we're looking at beautifying Tappan Beach, but my comment is I've seen so many things get tabled or put by the wayside, and it would be nice if the public knew what our timeline is for application and, you know, making sure that we're meeting that so that we don't let a grant pass us by. So that would be tonight.
It's on the agenda. The planning function. Any other public comment?
I just had a few questions to ask, comments. First, I too found it unacceptable that I knew, everybody knows, 4 years ago, we have problems with Wi-Fi. I think a time could have been allotted to get that sorted, and at the very least, a recording. That's, I would say, not high on transparency there, especially since it was a very important meeting with key issues being addressed. Second, I just did want to address a comment that you made, Laz, that the basketball pole situation was something that was dumped on you after I handled it. So I just wanted to correct that in saying that, yes, I was the person handling the coordination of the first original installation of the poles. And a month later, we had, don't really need to get into that. We had the resignation of our subcontractor. So at that point, I was no longer needed as the conduit between the two. So it was all turned over to you. After that, I think it was a month or so later, we noticed the poles bent. I let you know. And I gave you his business card, not his card. I gave you his business name. I gave you his name and I gave you his number. And you said, thank you, whatever. So then I asked you previously and you said you called him, you never got an answer back, which I found highly unusual because this man was so responsive to putting them in. And then we had a different issue. He came back and fixed it right away. So I called him and I said, I was really surprised he wouldn't answer a call back that we had this issue. And he said he didn't know anything about it. He didn't know that the poles were bent. And I said, okay, well, you know what? I will talk to Les and I will have him get back to you. So I got back to you and you told me that it was no longer my concern that you would handle it. So here we are 2 years later, 2 summers later, and it's still the same, no solution. So I guess it doesn't really matter who was responsible. I guess the problem is who's taking care of it and why for 2 years is it not taken care of. Thirdly, I did notice that there was a bill going out to the locksmith for I believe you guys were talking about the locks at the restroom. And my question is did you call the original installers before you called the locksmith and spent over $800 on him repairing them? Which is an awful lot of money, I thought, for that. And lastly, a big happy birthday to Denise.
Oh, thank you. It's tomorrow.
It is tomorrow,
I'm not spending my birthday here.
but you are going to, because I know you're gonna be doing minutes
I'll be
tomorrow.
doing minutes tomorrow. Thank you.
Anybody else have public comment? Okay, we'll close public comment. We'll move on to approving or revising the agenda.
I have one addition I'd like to throw in there, a quick update on blight. And I guess that would be, I think we're unfinished business because we started it.
I think I could do this under my report, but since it requires a vote, can I add to current business, updating of the CDD signature cards?
Which goes.
The
Oh, for the
CD
CD.
for the-
Or,
it requires a vote, so I don't think it's technically a
Okay.
report, so current business I think is fine.
Okay.
any other changes to the minutes? I'll accept a motion to approve as amended the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, order of business is approving the minutes from the Board of Trustees from September 8th, 2021. With the motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Motion to approve by Brett, seconded by Mike. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next we go to the books corporate, no, I'm sorry, next we go to payment bills. At the last meeting, it was brought up about the cost of $600 for the septic. And but one of the questions was how big is the tank? It's a 2,000-gallon tank. The normal price for 1,000 tank for this particular provider is $400. So they charge 50% more for that. And he also said there's something I'm not familiar with. You may know about it. Something, maybe it's just on commercial septic, but there's a filter or something he has to clean. I asked him to give me a write-up. I still don't have it yet in terms of a. Is that?
As we do.
No, I asked him to email it and I haven't seen it, so please, we did.
I still think we should price that out and not just let him come on his own. We should control
Yeah,
that.
he only comes when we call him. We try to do it around the 4th of July. And we've done it twice in the last couple of years because we had some problems with it backing up. But if the board wants to just try it once a year again, that's fine. And if it backs up, then we can call him in an emergency situation.
I just like someone else to look at it and then because it doesn't seem
On the
that
pricing?
on the pricing and just the timing.
Mhm.
It wouldn't hurt to just keep everyone alone.
Questions I asked around thought that was extreme for the use and what that is, so.
I think it'll be good.
Yeah, and especially if it's a bigger tank, it should.
It's a lot more.
There's a lot more people, so.
Well, not in your home, you do laundry, you shower, you do all of those, dishwasher, I mean, this is just a bathroom.
Yeah, if you want to give it, different opinions, you can.
Yeah, I just think we should, just like Brett said, keep everybody on the up and up, because that bill looked exactly like something that somebody would just, maybe $600.
When I did mine, when I moved in, it was over $300 just for my house. Because I didn't know the condition.
Right.
Anything else on paying the bill?
Well, paying the bills is cheap.
I'm sorry?
Paying the bills is a report that you have to look at and say,
Right.
this is the bills that you paid this month and approve those.
Are there any other questions on?
No.
I brought that up, control something.
Right, and we that is a question from last month. Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make you one.
Second.
Thank you.
The moved and seconded, any further discussion on paying the bills? All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Next is the clerk's quarterly report.
Treasurer. We had the clerks last month, so I guess we got off schedule, because I presented the quarterly report last month. I saw it was on the list for this month, so,
I apologize.
no, I mean, we did have it, but
I thought that was July.
yeah, it was on the list of which one was supposed to be for October, but we did it last week.
Oh, okay, so. We don't like.
All right, treasurer's report, I just gave you guys, I'm sure everyone saw this, I'm just gonna send it out, but. With the new budget, we're losing $6,180 from our revenue sharing. So That's just for your information. And I think we're gonna need to look at the budget because we're losing $6,180 of money that we were planning to spend,
And
so.
we
Is
also,
that in this year or
Yes,
in
It will hit
the?
this year because it's our fiscal year and this fiscal.
yeah, if you look all the way over to the right,
By
Mike, it says
this year,
change
you mean
this.
in 2026.
But that's part of our.
No, no, I know, but
Yeah.
this year you don't need, it's not part of the 25, well.
Yeah, look at the far column, look at
So
the
it's-
top of the far
yeah.
column.
It's part of the 25-26 budget for Mullett Township
Right,
for revenue sharing.
Right.
That goes January 1st to December
Right.
31st. So
Right.
we'll have two payments
right.
that will hit this year, so.
And I think they've already calculated what's gonna affect us for this fiscal year, 26-25. So maybe in the next year it'll be 12,000, I don't know how they calculate 6% or whatever. But I
Yeah.
think that's what our immediate hit's gonna be, is that,
Against the 26-27 budget.
no, against
Twenty-five,
26-25.
26.
So yeah, it might be more next year, we'll know.
So take a look at, if you want me, I'll email you where we're at, and take a look and see where, because we're gonna have to, do some slashing.
So we can do plan.
Because we did a zero, we did a zero balance,
Right,
we went right to the,
yeah, the union was one, so got 1%.
right, I'll send you all one tomorrow, through the end of, well, I guess it would have to be to the end of, September. Or I'll do it right up to, till tomorrow, because we paid bills twice in October already, so at least you can see what we spent in October already.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need to be aware of that, and then in our general accounts, we have $608,383.19. And I'm working on a report, I had a question from a constituent this month. Working on a report that shows the CDs as well, I'd like you guys to see the ins and outs each month, because I think that's important, so you know what's coming in versus what we're spending. And that, this one does that, but doesn't show us the CDs. The one I found that shows it by fund, I need to get with the SNA because there's some numbers I don't understand, and I don't wanna give you a report I don't understand, so I'm working on it.
Will that show us the percent that we're giving on the CDs too?
No, it just will show the,
That's
what's in there, that the money exists. Right now, you just see
Right.
what is cash on hand, the others aren't readily available.
Right.
So,
I think we're right around 4% on most of our CDs, and
yeah, we are, and we have with those, we have around a little. Well, that's fire, but. Yeah, so also we're fire department.
Yeah, the great majority, so,
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
That's what we need to have. Cash on hand.
Excuse me, could you just define revenue sharing as it relates to how you're applying the term revenue sharing for the budget?
It's,
I'm sorry, we'll do it this time, but this meeting is amongst the five of us.
No, I get it, I just didn't understand
Yeah, I
what
understand.
that comment about it was.
Yeah, it's just not a time for
Okay, no problem,
the dialogue.
gotcha.
You wanna?
Yeah.
Okay.
so, we get statutory and constitutional revenue sharing. Where that money comes out of the state budget, where they pull it from, I don't know the answer to that, but it's a calculated percentage based on population or size and different things like that. It's an equation, you could look it up online. and see
Yeah,
what it
I
is.
was looking
But
at
it's money from the state, so when the state passed their new budget, they cut us. And we got very lucky because at one point, we're gonna get zero as a township. That would have cost us $100,000.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah,
If
so
it
yeah,
said
it's
state revenue
state,
sharing,
yeah.
I wouldn't have even asked the
Yeah,
question.
yeah, it's
Perfect, thank you.
No problem.
Motion to accept the vote. Motion to accept the vote by Brett, second by Mike. All in favor of accepting and filing the treasurer's report, say aye. Accountability statement, how much got the balance?
Be back.
You're president.
We're good. Okay. So the balance. And then supervisor report. I'm gonna apologize for my voice right now. We don't have much of one. I've been out for about the last 4.5, 5 weeks. I'm working my way back to better health, but, I'll just leave it at that. We'll see some more doctors in the next 2 or 3 weeks and try and figure out how we get things moving in the correct direction. So, on the roads, first of all, Hamilton, Chapman, Sutherland, Newton, Wilder, and Portage have been completed for the chip and seal work that we had done with the fog sealing. Ranch Road has been completed. Ranch Road is not completed for the full distance between 27 and Learning Lane. It's completed almost to 100% of where it's 100% Mullett Township responsibility. We had to stop because once you get into the turns, the road commission doesn't like to start and stop the road pavement on a turn because they say it just starts crumbling rapidly after that. So I spoke with Harold Koviak on October 2nd when I saw him and asked him to consider being a partner with us in the next year to finish the road from, who would finish the strictly Mullett Township and then go half with them across the rest of it, because half of the road is for township's responsibility, half of it's Mullett Township's responsibility. I have a list that I've sent to the road commission estimate requests. I'm sorry, so it probably passes that all the time. Let's see. And this is based on what I saw in the case reports. I also have these are the roads I've already asked to get estimates on for next year. First is the balance of the road view surface from the curve south and west to Learning Lane. And I got some split the cost into the Mullett Township responsibility and the Burt Township responsibility. East numbers from, this would be a chip and seal project from East Grand Boulevard west to south extension. The road is in the kind of state where we need to do something to it, but we don't have a lot of time left.
These are all our local roads.
These are our
where
local
we
roads.
have to pay for.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's Portage Road, from Wilder Road to Woodruff Road. We got it, Portage done from 27 up to Wilder Road this year. And then 2 years ago, when we did Woodruff Road, we came around the curve through one driveway or so. And so it's that area between Wilder and up to that curve area to get done. And these are just estimates. We're asking for estimates. And that road from Woodmansey east to the area that was resurfaced 4 weeks ago. And Birchwood Road east of Straits Highway along the lake. It's a gravel road, and find out if there's something we can do there. And also Blue Water Drive, that's indicated as in need of repair. That's on the east side.
Have they given these Pazer report numbers to these projects, so do you know what help?
They give you the report and ask you to decide what.
Okay, so we don't know how they view these as far as the priority.
We have a meeting scheduled on the 6th of November.
That's your one-on-one
With the
with
road
them, right?
commission, yeah. I'm not gonna be able to make that meeting. I have a doctor's appointment that morning that I can't change. But I can ask them to do one of two things. Change the meeting date and time so I can meet with the road commission. Or if somebody else wants to attend it, that's fine too.
That'd be good, right?
You gonna do that one?
What time's 9?
It's like 10 or 11. I've got the word.
Okay.
I remember it being early in the morning.
It's morning. I think we're the,
Yeah.
so put us like 11.
Yeah, that'd be great if we had some estimates by, when do we start our budget process, December?
Well, we'll start next month.
Yeah.
Looking numbers. I got let's see.
On Portage Road, are you looking to? Chip and seal?
Yeah, I think they call it a double chip seal with fog.
Fog lines?
No, fog, spray that keeps, that seals it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, I don't have, I asked to see where we are right now. Like for Ranch Road, our number was around 112,000. Right now, we're sitting around 87,000. And but they're still waiting to get, information from our engineering. To get some more invoices that they know are coming, so I would want to find.
Well, we've already paid is what, 55?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we prepaid 55. And, I talked with the road commission, today about how much gravel we may have left. Money in the budget for gravel, we have left, we have a couple of different opportunities. We may have about $2,500, $3,000, and it may be an opportunity to work on some of the roads.
We haven't spent anything on gravel, we have spent on all of our dust control money practically. We haven't spent anything fresh.
They have been going through
Well,
gravel.
we haven't even billed for it, yeah.
I'll double check on the gravel.
Okay.
Because,
I thought we put some down already.
we put a lot of gravel. Because according to at least the supervisor on this side of the lake, he said we have about 18 to 20 roads left, which is about $3,000 round numbers. So we used.
The one I got the big bill from 21,000, that was fine, wasn't it?
Yes.
So okay, I just want to make sure I put the right
Well, that was
place.
fine,
Okay.
but I'll ask for the, let's see. That's good.
Not in the book, that it's not posted. Maybe we haven't gotten billed for it, yes. I don't think so. Or we should post.
That's.
Well, hold it, this went through the end of September. I don't think so.
No, there's nothing in here. No, we have 23,700 in plus.
And that's it, Brian, yeah.
Yeah, that's the burn. We're gonna have pretty close to.
Okay, well, that's what we budgeted, wasn't it?
Right,
20,000.
we won't go over.
Yeah.
But we'll right up to it. We'll talk about this in detail a little bit later, but there's a new contract with, one additional day on dump days. And you couldn't get 2 days, but they said I can give you one, so all right, well, worst case scenario is we'll switch from sides to lake
Better do business, you're right.
every other year. That's what's going there. Spectrum, I was just able to get to Denise today, QRC code and a couple of flyers for Spectrum. They have a grant to, expand their service to around an additional 1,500 homes in Sheboygan County. I don't have a count of how many people will be getting the opportunity here in Mullett Township, but the announcement is going to go on the website and they'll have a QR code that will advise if you're interested in finding out if you'll be in the new service area in the next week or so. And then you can check the QR code and check it out.
I'll probably do tomorrow, but I'll try to put the public announcements. It seems like that's the only logical place to put it.
Okay, that's a good spot. There's also a flyer that'll go up that talks about, who might have some difficulty paying their high-speed internet bill, so that they've got a program for that also. So that'll be on the website also. And, yeah. And that's about it for right now. see, it's chips and noodles. Yeah, look at the next.
We've got them all merged, Mike, very nice.
What's that?
He's got his report merged. Fire department. I was anticipating your next call.
Yeah, fire department quarterly report, Mike.
Yes, they are all
And
merged.
color coded so
Yes,
beautifully.
they had.
Color coded so beautifully.
So for this last quarter or third quarter here, 33 runs, 21 out of the top of the B station. East Mullett has slowed back down to where they normally run, unlike where they were running when we first took it over. And they're down to 2 runs, both the fire alarm at the same place. Burke had 8 runs, and then we had 2 mutual aid structure fires. Probably the biggest being McDonald's. And then a house in Afton that took me out of the library today. We did have our own building fire that made the news out of Mullett Township. Again, I don't want to downplay it to say that it was really a nothing fire, but for us, the fire department, it was really simple. Everything went well, great save, but 100% the 15-year-old daughter who was home babysitting her brother did everything right.
Wow.
And that's what really kind of pushed that media push out. And we have, I know Sheboygan schools actually showed the media clip at school level. I've heard it from my own kids. Apparently I'm still cool, but that was on TV.
You are. You really are.
Everything else has been relatively minor. Still a lot of power line down issues, dealing with some of them snags coming out from the ice storm. The Mullett boat stayed busier than the Burt boat through summer between assisting Alverno with a boat fire and a couple other rescue issues. Even the boat races were nastier on Mullett this year, so it was busier for that. Couple car accidents, 9 calls helping the ambulance. Other than that, both stations have had their hose tested with minimal losses on either side. And then right after that, we had all the air packs flow tested and up to snuff. Few minor repairs and we're good to go.
Are the boats out of the water now? The
No.
rescue boats, we're still in?
Probably towards the end of November, they'll get yanked.
Okay.
That's been the running target date when we've been pulling them lately.
I have one question, Mike, and I don't know if you have the answer or not, but I was watching the news show in the last week or so, and they had a presentation that they gave to school kids, I think, basically, but probably seems like a presentation that would be good for adults also, and it's talking about things like e-bikes and batteries and charging and, you know, how to handle that kind of stuff. I don't imagine there's like a one sheeter that you can handle.
No.
But, how would.
Fortunately, we're not backing on them.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they literally are dealing with 2 or 3 a month.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering if there's a way we could make, like I said, I don't expect an answer tonight, but maybe there's a link that we can get to something like that we could attach to our webpage that would allow people to go out and look at the safety and challenges of those, because boy, it was unnerving to see the damage that those things do, and they even talked about if you have other things that aren't necessarily bikes that can. It's when I remember in the last 6 months, you've talked about somebody's cell phone.
Yeah, it's potentially any lithium battery.
So just something that people might want to be able to go out and look at, and so that they can be better prepared. That's all I was saying. And like I say, I don't expect you to have that now. I hope that something you'll be able to dig something up.
Yeah, no, I'm sure we'll be able to find something.
Thank you.
And if you could make another push with your firefighters to do direct deposit.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Are we having, we still have some checks on.
Yeah, they're doing better than I expected, but
Since we brought up direct deposit, I got an email for my check stub. Are we now back online?
We're working on it, and you were one of the few that it
Went
worked
through.
on, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, so like, this next time, I'll give them another million effort, but I hate to send them because then I get accused of spamming if I try too many times. If they fail and I go, let's try again, let's try again. We're gonna get in trouble. But I said to Bobby, well, top five went to, that was you, me, Bobby, who else got it, one? Can't remember, there were 5 people that got emails, so.
Mine was way late.
Your email?
Yes.
Yeah, because we were waiting to see if the emails went through before we mailed the, paper copies, because we're trying to save it's up to 73 cents a pound.
Going up for Christmas season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next is the library report.
Bobby's gonna do that because she's got some interesting stuff to tell Jeff.
The Christmas stuff. So you guys all got Judy's report, but I'll just do a quick recap for anybody who didn't see it. She got July, she welcomed Jim Ekman to the library staff. He completed the coursework and received his certification from the Library of Michigan, and he's also a notary. So he is on staff and helping out. In August, she received the state grant that was applied for last fall in the amount of $2,902 and purchased furniture and items for the library with those funds. If you stop in, there's some great new pieces in there. September, I am grateful to our amazing volunteer, Cami Bebop. She is such an asset to the library. Cami helped with summer story time this year. She assists patrons and staff and is currently reorganizing the entire children's room book collection. I went in the other day and she's moving stuff and she's right on it. It was fun. And issued many new library cards over the summer and fall. Foot traffic has slowed down for the season and hours are being adjusted accordingly. And Judy is working on the state aid grant for next year, right? That's her report. And then also, in conjunction with the township and the library, we are doing the Christmas lighting and the events. We've named it Twinkle and Top of the Beat. And it's gonna be Saturday, November 29th, which is Thanksgiving weekend, Saturday. There will be a holiday market here at the town hall from 10 to 4. Children's activities at the library from 4 to 6. And to follow the tree lighting and Christmas caroling out around the tree.
Santa will be here.
Santa's gonna be here. We're not sure if he's gonna be in and out of the market or just at the library at 4 o'clock, but Santa will be there for pictures. So that's the plan and we'll get that flyers out and things
And we
like
did
that.
have some talk about group caroling, but if the church wants to lead it, I was gonna bring a keyboard and, but you guys got a better idea? And Santa was willing to lead the caroling,
Oh.
so, but, then I thought, okay, he can lead, Santa's coming to town, but do we want him leading Old Holy Night? I don't know, it seemed a little incongruous.
So, we can talk about that after, but yes, that's the plan. So that is the plan for the Christmas tree lighting and kicking off.
Yes, and she's got a really pretty little flyer here.
We'll put that on the website and we'll get that up. So that's the plans for that and that's for the library report.
And the holiday market, we have vendors in here.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep, we had that last year.
I remember that.
We got a good start on that.
Yes,
Real good start on that.
Is there a fee for people to do something?
$20 and we have counted, we can fit 20. So the first 20 people will get spots. And we have, I believe, 7.
Wow.
So
She just
she
started.
just started. Yeah.
Thursday or Friday.
And they should talk to Judy if they want to.
No, Joyce.
Choice.
Yep, and I have an application, it's on my desk, so we have an application for the craft fair and Joyce is having that up.
Okay, so what, just contact her at this number.
No, I've got her cell phone number and email address are on the flyer.
Want to put that online also?
We can,
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll get it all set up.
Yeah.
Now that we've announced it to the,
Right, no, I just know there's a lot of,
Yeah.
people who are, makers.
Yeah.
who-
Yeah.
I think it's-
and I know there are a couple other, Joyce said that same day, there's one at Helen Hill and one somewhere else, but it should,
Indian River, not.
is Friday.
Friday.
Indian River
And
does
I
it
think I
Friday.
saw somebody was in the morning. I can't remember, it's not, see, that's as long as.
Yeah, well, it could be
Yeah.
a circuit, we're kind of open.
Sure, I mean, if like people like garage sale service, they like to craft their service.
So
Oh, good.
that's why.
Okay. The next is the Press Deal franchise agreement. I'd like to retable that. I didn't get a chance to get it over to them.
Do you want us to just send, email it to Chris and with a note or,
I'll do that.
okay,
The next is the portable speed limit sign. Just looking for a status update. I think we are rebuilding a sign.
The signs, people,
is the sign done? Brendan?
We have the components of the sign.
Oh, Mike.
We're, I'm striking out trying to find a small trailer reasonably without buying one new. To make it, to keep it portable.
So you want it to be on the trailer all the time? Or just to get to the spot?
what it should be.
What it should be, okay,
And then we can padlock it to whatever it goes up to. Well, there's a big market for steel and street signs, but just to keep the up and up, and it's trying to find that good used trailer that's not too obnoxiously big,
right,
that we can still move around and
good.
be able to store.
So how much have we had to spend on the other project? Could you do it all from what we had left over?
I haven't spent anything yet.
Well, oh, good deal, banana peel.
Thinking I'm gonna have to do we should need another PV cell though. Cause that, for sure, the outer layer of it's cracked.
Okay,
I remember from that night, it tomahawked through a sunroof pretty effectively.
okay. So so keep looking, good.
Okay, thank you, Mike. You want a reimbursement update?
right, I've got some solid numbers for you. The clean up, so we have two phases, two different submissions. One is for the cleanup. Our total submission was $22,955.10. So if everything goes through as submitted, we would receive $17,216.33. The emergency, we submitted $9,194.68. That goes through as submitted. We get $6,896.01. I was able to make a lot of phone calls and talk to a lot of people, and I have our donated labor and use of equipment at $4,000. So that will offset our contribution, so it'll bring up that 17,000, 6,800. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but that will offset our contribution. I will also be able to put in all of my hours in meeting with the FEMA people and doing the paperwork and all of that stuff, so that'll up that 4,000 a little bit. That doesn't account for much, but so yeah, so I'm happy with where we're at. As far as the townships go, there are some other townships that didn't attend that meeting that are working with FEMA, but ours are submitted. I signed the last document today that they needed.
Now, what's the difference between what we turned in? Is there a percentage they give us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 75.
It's 75%?
Yeah. And the reason why that emergency, Mike knows, is so low is because the hours, our firemen spend many hours out in the field, but those are not reimbursable unless you're a paid fire department. So this model is really, what?
They only pay overtime.
Yeah, they only pay overtime, which is we're on call, we do not get overtime.
Wow.
So the model is just not designed for Northern Michigan, it's designed for places where, yes, yeah, earthquakes and things like that. This is kind of a different type of disaster.
I know that Sheboygan County is also submitting stuff. Will they be able to feed some of what they get to us, or is that just?
Yes, but I would guess they're submitting things that they've already spent and accounted for, so I would think it would fall this way, but.
Well, I know they asked me and I gave them 51,000.
Yeah, I don't know that that was ever really anything, they did anything with it.
They also had Mike for a big bunch of.
That was the preliminary stuff, when
Yeah.
we were trying to get the raw numbers for the region,
Oh,
to see if
okay.
we qualified
Yeah,
to
right.
get them to come.
Yeah, so that was to get FEMA equipment, but I doubt we'll see any money that way.
Okay, I was under the impression that.
But we should, this process has been, like I said, very interesting, a little tedious.
Yeah.
But our numbers, when I saw the 22,000, because the last time I talked with them and that was at 9,000 too, so. The last stuff that we put in, we really boosted it. Yeah, well, I was finding chainsaws and anything I could, I'm like, what did we use? What we got? So that's that, and then insurance also, I got kind of some disappointing news today, I was really pushing hard for a big playground. But the adjuster is saying, that's a great design, you guys, but you're not replacing a 100-year-old slide with this. But we are gonna get some money for the playground. We will be able to, use it as we see fit. We can take out this old equipment and wait until we get through the planning commission and work on some grants. And then apply that insurance money that way. We don't have to go out and buy this slide that's taken for it. I didn't talk to her about that.
Do we have enough money to remove the
Well-
dangerous equipment? I should say dangerous. Risky
Well,
stuff.
we'll have to look into that. I haven't asked for any quotes on that part of it.
Oh, I thought maybe what they did, so when you said we can take the old stuff out, we'll cover that.
I don't think so. I'm gonna keep working with her and see what we can get, but, yeah, because I got the email today and I was like, oh. You take, yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll see what I get, but we're still working on that.
That's the liability.
That is the liability. We've had a couple of kids report cutting themselves on some of that sharp metal stuff there. And no one's ever threatened us with a lawsuit, but they've had reported that they cut themselves, so.
But I have gotten an additional 12,000 in working with Sharon, so we got an additional 12,000 there, and then we still have the playground and, yeah. So we're not closed out on that yet, we're working on it.
There's something. Okay, any other questions about any of the insurances from this? Next is a meeting policy from last meeting.
You're gonna skip the planning commission?
Maybe I'm looking at the wrong agenda. We can go right to the planning commission.
I think on the original agenda you sent me, you had the meeting policy twice.
I did.
So I took off the top.
That's the one I took off the bottom.
Oh, I took off the top one, so that's the one, okay.
So which one do you want to go to first?
Well, the planning commission is next on the official agenda.
Oh, okay. So,
It doesn't matter to me.
we had a question earlier in public comments about the planning commission. I think it was the time frame for doing the applications and also for the people would ask me, and I know it's in here, that we're expecting at least 4 meetings a year and other meetings is necessary. And we still only, I got one more application today. And I think we now have 5 applications for 4 spots. I think to do it justice, we should have 6 or 7 applications for 4 spots. What I'd like to see is publicize it more, maybe put a link to the planning commission application up on the front of the website so that people can apply and see it quickly and easily. I did hear some people, I know another person was interested. They weren't sure and they couldn't find it on the website. I think it would be good to have it right up front and top to help us get some more applications. I think it's a big position. And to just have a 4 for 4, I think we need to have, I think to do the township correct, we need to have some more options.
So the question was asked about time frame.
Yeah.
Do you know the time frame of what we're working with here?
What is the time frame?
It was before last month. Last month, we were pushing our time frame. So we've known we needed planning commission members for 6, 7 months. So
We didn't put any application out until,
we were talking about it. And we, 2 of these people, I think we knew were going to apply, at least I thought. You know, from the very beginning. We don't have time for that, unfortunately. And, you know, last month you alluded to the fact that we weren't trying hard, which I think, was a very poor statement to make because I've been turned down by 10 people. And I made phone calls, I go to people's businesses. Denise has done the same. I don't know if everybody on the board has.
I've talked to a few people, but they. don't.
Yeah, so we need a planning commission. And so,
Whatever candidates we have at this point, I think is what we have. Now, do we have a 5th one?
yeah,
I don't know how, I mean, usually we were sent these so we could review them, so I guess I'm not sure.
This one today, I know there's another person who's interested, just wanted some clarifications on things, and we got back to them on that. So we have 2 more that will probably be coming up, or an additional one.
But we really need to do this to be able to move forward with NEMCOG grants, all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if we keep delaying it, all we're doing is penalizing ourselves.
We're gonna miss all the grant deadline.
and
So,
not only that, our grant runs out. This has to be completed, the master plan has to be completed within the deadline. When I
Which
called, Heather did not get back to me and she's been out. But she said, you can, because I called after the meeting last month because that was kind of a shot. Because we had the meeting planned with Heather, I did, to get the planning commission going for September, and I said, there's no planning commission. Are we okay? She said, you're okay today, but you gotta get going. And she said, I'll look, she's like, you do have enough time, we'll get this done, but you don't have enough time to continue to put it off. Because once we have a planning commission, we have to come up with, the planning commission has to create bylaws, elect officers. Then they'll start meeting with NEMCOG to go over and do everything. Then there has to be public hearings and all of that to solidify the master plan. So 18 months from when we started is the time frame. What the question is when we started the first time we signed the contract or the second time. That was what she was supposed to look up. So we can roughly do the math.
The second one was an 8.
It was, I thought it was spring time.
It was.
it was like,
So, but the one before that was before I was on board. So it was this,
that
so,
was like
we might get-
October, September of last year.
yeah, so if that's the case, we're at 12 months right now.
And to do all the,
So we will lose that grant money
you're gonna,
and we will have spent $30,000 on our total budget. So it's a serious matter.
I agree.
And I agree with you, and I was starting to say that when you, gavelled me at the last meeting, that I mean, having a business person, a small business person, and really feel that that's a detriment to a planning commission. The people that I've talked to have said, call me, I'll answer questions, I may even come to a meeting and give input, but I just, not gonna commit to being a planning commission member. The 4 people that we have are good people. They're solid citizens. They bring it to the table. It might not be your perfect mix of
we have to start with.
community members, but they put in their applications. They're dedicated. They're going to give it their all, and they will also help.
They have a good mix of skills and.
Yeah, so I'm not upset with these 4 to get it started. I think we're
I
gonna.
thought you said 5.
One is the liaison.
One is Bobby,
And we have 1 other person that's sitting on today.
which none of us have seen.
No, I can have this out to you now.
Well, we gotta make a decision to that, but.
Well. Give you the information. Another question, but I have a commission, are they public meetings?
Absolutely.
So those are subject to the open.
They have to have someone to take, we have to have someone to take minutes.
Right,
10 minutes.
I was.
People allowed to Zoom, can it be virtual?
No,
It
no,
must be live,
they have,
because that was a question that people had.
no, yeah, after COVID, that sort of attendance. Want to start with your military?
Yeah, I know, it's an emergency or something.
Well,
This is a local business owner.
so I have a question. I don't feel comfortable. I mean, we gave deadlines, we gave parameters. I don't think we should waste the public's time and our time to sit and deliberate. If we want to ask questions or look things up about this person, getting it right now isn't fair. It's not fair to these candidates, I don't think. So if you would like to consider the fifth application that we didn't get to review, do we want to have a special meeting next Monday?
That's fine.
That would be out of town.
But I don't think, I mean, it can't go till next month. And I don't think it's fair to get an application
Understand.
at the table. And
I could do any day. Either the end of this week or next week. But it would have to be. After 5. 6 is better, but I could. move up.
I will be gone Sunday through Tuesday this coming week and the following week for business.
Okay.
So any other days.
Saturday work.
You said Sunday through Tuesday, what about Wednesday?
This week,
Either this or not. It is in my phone. Because I thought Murdoch was getting be submitted.
I think he is, so.
at what point are we cutting this off? And I
it
mean,
has to be,
we're not gonna draw it out to
No,
keep
we're
getting.
gonna say, we gotta wait for 10 more people who are thinking about it. I think we vote tonight. I think we vote tonight.
I would be,
I mean, this is ridiculous, Laz.
I understand your concern. But I think having a choice in the matter is important. Right now, we're doing a rubber stamp.
no.
these were submitted,
And
2 months
we
ago.
also have an issue of, according to Mike Sullivan with MTA, we can't have a fire chief.
We have an opinion from our own attorney.
No, but Mike Sullivan said absolutely not, no questions asked.
So the attorney that we pay, when you call MTA, they say, we'll give you our opinion, but consult your own attorney. I've never had them not tell me that their opinion trumps your own attorney.
I'm just saying that.
especially for our attorney in those townships.
Well, so does Mike Sullivan, why?
Right, but I mean,
It just could go into a legal problem.
It could. It absolutely could. But there's no precedent, and it's only if constituent came forward and addressed the issue, and what Chris told me was, then you know, if you feel it's a liability, you release that person and.
you get someone else.
So that I mean, it is, it's absolutely.
Yeah. 100%. They said deputies can do it, as long as you're not doing something outside of.
We want 5.
One is.
Was it Wednesday of this week? The special meeting.
I don't think we should have a special meeting. I think we should vote on it tonight.
We didn't watch.
Last time.
But the DNR
Well, we've already extended it a whole month.
No.
Let's. What's more discussion about?
Well, we have at least two additional.
Yeah, but.
No, we have 5 in front of us.
Right, we have one
If,
additional.
one, if we,
And both of the people are local. Yeah. I think they'd be. Wait. Consideration.
those kind of lists, what we agreed to. Like I said, it's.
Yeah, there's something else that. Seems to me there's something else that,
I would like to see Mike on it because of obviously one of the big projects on here. If we could consult with Mike outside of it and you wanted to add this application that we have. Because she's got the business. Just from looking at it, I would like to be able to read the whole thing, but.
I don't know if it's necessarily fair to Mike to say, this coming. If he's on the commission, it's not right, there he has a.
If we have an issue.
Then we go
Mike-
forward.
Then we,
You would
Mike
step-
has to
you would step
be-
back, yeah,
right,
yes, he would have to resign, if anybody came forward and said. Going to sue the township, we have this, what Chris said is, you have to. And make the change, but he knows fire chiefs on planning commissions because it is kind of a generally accepted thing. And never seen an issue about it, so.
And as you know, he's a volunteer, doing the stipend. This just can't go on forever.
No, I agree with you. And I think for 2 or 3 days, if we have another person coming, that's gonna submit
Yeah.
So now you're saying.
Yes,
We're not even gonna,
No.
one more.
Well, we have, there's another person said that was be applying. They wanted some clarification, to clarify things.
It smacks of hand picking, Les, it really does. It smacks of hand picking. We've got people that applied, just applied, and then it's like,
Well, these aren't good enough, let's go out.
yeah, let's go on and click the people who want. That's what it smacks of.
I think having a choice is important. And I think,
Now we have 4 good candidates, we had 4 good applications. There was nothing you could say about any one of those applications that we received by the deadline. And again, we talked about it for months and months before that, just because the application had to be filled out then.
there was no, we talked about it, but there was no.
Mike was jotting down names when we talked about it in the beginning of different people that he was going to talk to. We were all doing it.
When we were filling out the survey, we were all thinking about top ten.
Yes, when we knew that we needed a plan, so we had to get to a deadline and it was there. We got 4, like I said, candidates, you can't, if there was someone here that you could say, gosh, I think that's gonna really, but there's not, and so.
If we
I
can't
think
settle
we go
on
with
this,
it.
how are we gonna settle on anything in this whole planning commission? And when the planning commission comes with recommendations, how are we gonna ever settle on anything? I mean,
Motion.
No. I don't know. The way that this goes is the supervisor appoints, the board approves, so I don't know if you have to make the motion. If one wants to make the motion, I can now into that.
I would leave the supervisor. No, word.
At our approval, so if you don't appoint. And we don't have a planning commission, how does that go?
We need to have a meeting on Wednesday.
Okay. Well, I don't think I'm available on that, so.
Well,
I guess we have a forum.
People.
come on.
This is, We can't just say, no, we can't,
Oh.
we can't do that.
So,
You're- that's the-
Motion is not gonna.
what happens on Thursday if no one else has a problem? Yeah, to me, if you talk to them, and if it's right,
He's not that smart.
that much interest, there should have been something here, so. That's not.
Thursday. They do
Well-
have the interest, there was some clarifications, it's been.
But it was clarified prior to the meeting, so. So it could have came to the meeting. Just,
And we only know we can make them. But we work that out.
No, that's pretty clear.
Well, it's not,
Well, it's not, yeah.
the board has to make.
Well. Approval of the township board by majority vote, members elected and served. So, I think I have to make a motion. I'm gonna make the motion that we,
The motion's valid because it says.
well, we'll recess and find out. Because if you're not gonna make an appointment tonight, we need to do something. We need to
The
resolve.
township supervisor with the approval of the township board by majority vote of the members elected and serving, so.
It's just like you certifying at the end of, every time we pass a resolution or make a policy, you say. It's been adopted, it's been passed, that's what that means, Laz.
It doesn't.
It doesn't mean you get to pick.
Doesn't mean it's all up to you.
In a normal
It
situation,
says,
the
it's,
supervisor would name,
according to my conversations with UTA, the supervisor submits a slate of names. For approved 2000 approved.
so are you willing to submit a slate of names right now?
I have some issues. Brett's been bringing up for the last 4 or 5 months. That they haven't had a fire board meeting, back in June of 2022. We appointed a fire board. The fire board, Denise, Ackman made a motion with support from Brenda, that the board accept the recommendations of Fire Chief English on the neighborhood of the Community Advisory Action Group for a new firehouse to include Sherman and Chief English, Assistant Fire Chief Brendan Cordell, retired Fire Chief Bob English, Trustee Brett Engel, Treasurer Brenda Brothers, Citizens Dennis Dombrowski, and alternate Brian Moss, the motion passed. So from June of 22 through today, 3 years and 4 months, 40 months, we haven't been a meeting held. Any one of these people would move that forward. And 2 of those people that did move that forward has been 3 years and 1 month. We're wanting to sit on this commission now. So, they've done nothing with the opportunity they had for the fire board since, June of 2022. So I have an issue with that.
I do believe that we stopped doing anything because we were working with Mullett Township, trying to figure out what was gonna happen with the fire department if we were supporting.
Brick Township and all of them was decided by us. We had an agreement with Township for 5 years. This is happening in June of 2022. We set up with Township in October.
I think the reason that they had no hope of having a new fire, I think they all felt they had no hope of having a new fire department.
That's been coming to me.
But that has nothing to do with this.
Because the people who were involved, 2 of the people who were involved.
I'm sorry, I'll get kicked out of meeting. Are lying. That was a committee that was disbanded because we couldn't have a committee. And the reason why no one works with you, Les, did John Parrott work with you? No, he wouldn't work with you. He doesn't, this guy won't work with you because he can't talk to you. Yeah, I'm out of order and you suck. You are a terrible person. You lied and you.
That's uncalled.
Oh, it's not uncalled for. It's a lie. You both are liars. You want money from meetings you go to and it's like,
Act like
Oh.
an adult.
I am like.
Excuse me, Mike?
Both of them
Mike?
are out of order.
No one's out of order. You are out of order. Get something done. Vote something done. If we lose this $50,000 grant because fuck you.
Your language is gonna.
Or you deserve it. You disrespect people here all the time. And I'm gonna disrespect you because you are a liar. And you did not call on those doors. I called them. You never called them. You know what they said? They were to replace and fix those doors for free, Laz, as they were responsible for. Do your job. Make a motion, get something done. Don't try to,
Wipe that smirk off your face.
God, you're terrible.
I'm saying.
You wanna know what? You else wanna know? Oh, you don't have too many options? There's only 4 people? How the hell do you think you were elected? No one ran against you. We didn't have the option. This whole thing is disgraceful. I'm disgusted by it.
That's my concern.
Truth,
What?
the truth. We've had zero support from you on the fire hall. We had zero support from you on our fire contract.
I'll tell you this,
Gavels don't hurt me, buddy.
pardon me,
Gavels don't hurt me.
I'm not saying I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to say, in June of 2022, there was a community advisory action group for new firehouse to include.
That's
People
different
that
than
are
fire board, Laz. You
Okay,
just said fire board, that, the
I'm
fire
sorry.
board is, then my question would be, if you have a fire board, it's overseen by this board. So what the hell?
there was a motion made to have a group of people who are gonna be on the community advisory action group for a new firehouse. They didn't have one meeting.
I don't think they thought there was any hope of anything getting done. But now we have,
But,
planning
you know-
commission and we have a master plan.
I'll explain.
We got no
In
idea.
terms of hope. In the previous makeup of the board. I would say almost listening ago too. There were 3 people who voted as a group consistently. And they could have gotten anything through, period. So there was plenty of hope. But there was no action. The 3 people could have passed anything they wanted to, whether it was a new firehouse, tear down this one, rebuild the other. But none of that was done. There wasn't even a meeting held to discuss it. That's witnessed by what's concerned about. And
I didn't say we never had a meeting, so I just said we need to bring it back on the table.
I'm gonna call point of order, please. We need to pass.
okay. I think we should have another meeting Wednesday evening.
I won't be. I will meet now state.
Okay, I don't think we'll have a meeting as well.
Well, come to all meeting, we first.
I'm glad I can be first time. Very happy birthday.
Wednesday is really not possible to do Wednesday. I mean, here's Thursday. Good luck, Mike. Nice to see you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for working on. Let's see. Don't worry about getting ready on that.
We should have another meeting. Get the additional 2,
Please.
get the additional 1 that's still not doing it.
And then you will appoint your handpicked, your handpicked planning commission.
I'll work on it.
And then what do? We vote to not vote, not approve it? Is that how it's gonna go?
I don't know how it works.
No.
I'm gonna vote for the 4 people that I have are appropriate for the meeting to be on this board. And then if township board has the right to vote for or against.
I say we have another meeting, get this person certified. If we can have a meeting within a week. We set a hard deadline. If there are no further applicants by that special meeting.
We've set two hard deadlines.
I'm not even finished talking. Jeez. Looks like we have a good applicant. I'd like to see if we get this person certified, that gets us to 5. I don't think an extra 7 days is gonna hurt us. If we have another application come in, gives us more to choose from. That's my opinion.
You're not gonna be here, Brett.
Sunday, actually, I won't be back here till Wednesday evening.
You're not here. So then there's no point.
It's also, it's this week. But then me probably Friday. Cause you're not available on Thursday, you said.
No, I'm not available on Thursday.
I'm on South Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a form, you have a form. This can't, this can't just go on.
Thursday.
Well, then we did before, you'll be here before, yeah.
Oh, 5 years.
I hate to give up something important to me, which is my small group that meets every Thursday night, for this. It is unpleasant. What do we do, table it? I don't know. I mean, we're at an impasse, obviously, that is not gonna, but.
Otherwise, it'd have to be next Thursday.
Well,
Or
can we call for a recess to find out if one of us can move the motion?
We will call.
I don't know. Return here.
So the whole point of this is to get rid of Mike, but Mike is not on the planning commission.
That's not my fault, that's a state law.
We
Now,
have an
now
attorney,
you're going to our attorney.
we have an attorney opinion that we paid money for, that, and he supports that. So I don't know where you go with that, but that is in your packet. Outlining how you use that.
say we go with it, you have an issue, then the person has to step out, and then you have to refill that seat. Move forward.
Thanks for that one.
I have patience for this.
So. The motion has to be in there.
Okay,
So. I thought that was. You don't get, so you have to say the 4 names, so when you vote that for that. You have to make the call.
well, do we want to have him make the motion with this person's name on it?
We don't get to the call. The ball becomes part of the ball.
We have one more person who is going to apply.
Oh, so you're not just really satisfied with
I-
adding this person, you wanna add the unknown person who might apply.
As I understand it, will apply. So. And they thought they had sent it in, it didn't get to us, so.
Unfortunately, people miss deadlines, and there's a reason for deadlines.
We will send you
Yeah.
that.
Hate to say it, that's,
Mhm.
they can
apply next time.
We do stagger these appointments,
Not the first one.
not the first one, okay,
Not
first one.
staggering, so that takes 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I just have to come back Thursday.
No.
Listen. Small group, discussion about Second Thessalonians, or come back to this, what would you choose? I'll come back to special meeting.
What time is like a meeting?
Don't even pretend like you care, Les. You pick it and you set it. You know, this has just gotten hostile, I'll say to that.
Yeah.
What shouldn't I have done, Bobby? You wanna get this done?
I do, but I would like the supervisor to uphold his duties right now and make a decision without you having to do it for him.
We'll have a meeting on Thursday the 16th. At 6 o'clock.
Is this a dead, if you don't put your desired application, you'll go
Hard out.
Hard out. Why would they get there?
I have energy for that one.
Buckle up, but no.
Last item on the agenda is the meeting policy.
First of all, we already have a meeting policy, Les.
I'm sorry, let's see, policy on meetings outside of the. Yeah.
I sent everybody my thoughts on it. I also checked. Those are my duties, do not include the committees that I attend or the like. So those are additional duties that you would like me to do.
Well, they were duties as assigned by the board at the beginning of our term, but that's, I guess, parsing.
There's 2 different versions of this. One is Mike's version, and one is the version that was presented at the last meeting. Or I suppose you could combine them. It's your pleasure, board.
Well, I believe this was tabled so that an alternate policy would be presented at this meeting, because some board members didn't like the past policy.
Which is what I try to do.
So we have, I think, Mike's policy, which I believe some of the wording that was removed were things that Denise found legality issues with. So I guess I'm just gonna work, I don't wanna sit here all night debating the same things that we have debated for 3 months. I'm going to make a motion that we accept the policy that Denise presented last month, striking the word statutory. And we assign. And obviously people have to accept, if we need to redistribute the meetings that need to be attended by our board to represent our taxpayers, then we'll do so. But I think this has gone on long enough. I believe that any comments that have been made, there hasn't been anything said about the representation of the people or the need to attend the meetings. It's all about the pay. So that really bothers me. And I would be willing, you know, within my statutory pay. To do non-statutory duties, I already do. Yeah, you know, people choose that they only want to do their statutory duties at this point. I think we can make this work.
Okay, so it's the one that starts with, township board meeting, Mullett Township board members are salaried and such shall receive no additional compensation for attending meetings of the township board, which include regular board meetings, special meetings, training sessions and workshops. MCL 41.95, open parenthesis, the number 2, close parenthesis, period. Mullett Township will assign the following committees as part of the, I'm stretching the word statutory. Oh, right. Duties of our trustees on an annual basis. Burt Mullett Cemetery, Oakville Cemetery, and Burt Mullett Trail Committee are bullet points. Additional meetings, township recognizes the need for representation in additional meetings from time to time. Township board member who has been asked to represent the board at such a meeting will be paid a per diem of $75 per meeting mileage if it meets outside the township. Other compensation. Assigning additional duties for a board member does not fall under per diem or meeting compensation, but should be treated as a stipend or hourly wage to be determined by the board. Before an official can be compensated for performing any non-statutory related duties, the township board must review the additional duties of the official. Mullett Township assigns the duties to Brad and Brian Truck at a wage of $16.50 per hour. Training seminars. The cost of training seminars will be covered by the township as provided for in each elected official's annual budget. And the seminars are also, we don't pay for the seminars, right? But I understand this correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm on the same page. Mileage reimbursement. All township will reimburse mileage if the official travels to improve the workshop or training outside of the township. Mileage should be charged from Mullett Township Hall to place of the additional mileage to perform statutory duties. Excuse me. When it takes you outside the township borders is also reimbursement.
And I think this will need to be tweaked as we go along. I think there's gonna be more than riding the Brown truck. That was the one that MTA had said, no, you can't charge a meeting for that, it has to be paid an hourly wage. And it's something that needs to happen. So I think it'll need to be tweaked, but I think this is a starting point. And we can work.
Covers all the bases.
Okay, so
So the motion's been made. Is there a
Motion
second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Denise. Discussion, now it's time for discussion.
first of all, the brine truck, we've had Jeff have to ride the brine truck. He should get paid his hourly rate, which I believe is more than 16 something. If Wayne has to go, he should get his hourly.
This is just for, this is for what you'll, not, this doesn't, this is a back and forth.
So employees would get paid their hourly rate. Okay. That's clear.
And one of the big issues that I made or tried to make is that attending these meetings is a way to learn. Our greatest asset are our employees. And we learn a lot. Laz has learned so much about the roads by attending those meetings. Going to the MTA meetings. The guest speakers and the stuff they go over is valuable stuff that you can learn, and it's worth every penny to be able to learn these things. If you don't want to compensate me, when you guys came up that you had more work to do and you wanted a raise for both those positions.
Point of order, this is about this policy.
Okay.
This is not about maintenance.
Okay.
We're done with this. We've heard it 3 times.
So,
That's worth arguments. Don't finish.
so if you don't recognize my willingness to want to learn and grow in the township, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'll have to step back for some of those duties.
Is there any further discussion?
Keep in mind, prior to us becoming, board members, prior board, they went to, I believe, 2 meetings, they were paid for. Mileage was not reimbursed if it was inside the township. we waived that because we were all new board members and we were trying to learn. I mean, we're in year 6 now. 5, 6, I've lost track, but, at this point, we kind of need to go back for one. Budgets, money, things are tight, and I think we've all learned and we have experience now that, you know, if you want to go to the meeting, go to the meeting, but I don't look at this as a moneymaker or anything to get paid. I really don't. That's what this position's not about. I mean, if I don't care if I get paid when I go to the meetings. I told Denise that, she's like, you didn't do any payroll, so whatever, I don't know. It's on me, don't pay me, okay? I mean, we need to we've kind of gone off track and we need to go back to the way the township and a lot of the townships in this county and throughout the state and work. I mean, it's great that you go to 6 or 7 meetings, but you don't have to go all of them. And if we need to put this all back into place and have some, accountability, I guess, yes, thank you. Then it's time to do this because it was there prior to, and we kind of let it slide. But I think we need to go back to it, and now's the time.
You wanna go back to being paid for 2 meetings a month, or being paid for no meetings?
They were paid for 2 meetings a month prior,
If they went to a meeting.
if they went to a meeting. I'm just saying, I know that when we took,
I understand, I just.
we kind of waived everything and like, hey, let's go to attend all the meetings as much as possible.
What you want to go to.
No, I think this needs to be, we need to go back to this as the starting point, and if there's some
And people
alterations or,
pay for the meetings that they're assigned to, it just, like Brett said, brings it back in.
I thought this indicated that we don't get paid for.
No, you won't get paid for these because
Not the, yeah, not
not those
the, any
at the
additional,
top, any additional.
okay, the additional. I've lost where we in there,
That's what I was trying to put.
yeah, so it's additional meeting.
now, like, hey,
I think-
we need to have you go to this meeting, if you can go to it. If it's requested, you're paid,
Right, and the additional, yeah.
Yeah, but these are ones that were represented.
and there is still mileage reimbursement in here, but, you know, to some that's important, others not as important.
Okay. Any other further discussion?
And I do think it would be appreciated and recognized when somebody goes to a meeting just to make themselves a better employee. I think people do appreciate it and say, look at how much he cares about his job. He's going to these meetings to network with other employees or to learn best practices. But it doesn't necessarily mean it deserves additional compensation.
And it doesn't mean that it's not valued.
Right, it's still valued, Mike, it's still valued.
To me, it says more, not if we were to accept this or there was everyone came together and agreed that we need to go back to this. And yes, we went to other meetings. To me, it speaks more volumes. Carries more weight if someone says, I went to these meetings, no one asked me to go to them. To me, that speaks more volumes than saying I'm going to this and I better get paid. I mean, I don't know, that's just,
I was just following the rules.
that's just my opinion.
Any further discussion? Seeing none. I'm gonna call for a roll call vote. Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Sarabian,
No.
Treasurer Palasovic.
Yes.
The clerk votes yes. Trustee Lindgren,
Yes.
Trustee Dorothy,
No,
The ayes have it. Passes 3-2.
and when we readjust the budget for this revenue sharing, to compensate for this revenue sharing,
Right.
we'll move our training money down from the 101 and underneath general administrative, and we'll divide it up amongst the five of us and what we think we need for training office. To pay for our training, unless you want to keep it under the 101 and just have it be.
Wherever it's best for the person, the treasurer, is I think where it should go.
Unless you guys want have a certain amount that you can spend, it would be in your budget. That's
But
up to the
it says that you can't. It says that.
that's the cost, not to be compensated for going to it.
Oh, I
That's
see.
the cost, sir.
The cost of it is paid
Cost.
for, so you guys don't get 75,000.
Right, okay. And we, for the meetings of budget that we have left, what do we do with that?
I think that's gonna help us with this revenue sharing.
No, I agree it's gonna help. I'm not complaining about that. I'm just wondering where it should be held in that for this year and then next year. Put it in a different line. We wouldn't have a.
I think we just.
We
would
could have,
take it
we
back.
could have, we could have a meetings line item for everybody, but the minimal amount, just in case there's some meetings.
Right. Right,
Is that fair?
yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Okay, that's the meeting policy. Next is blood, right?
the blight complaint on Ship Road, they removed 3 of the 4 non-registered, what appeared to be non-running vehicles. They're gonna work on removing the 4th one. They cleaned up stuff. There's still a chicken coop and kids' toys all over the place. The deputy who was there on the 12th claims that he doesn't feel it's blight.
What property number was that?
Ship Road,
Well, it doesn't know who finds that.
That's a letter, wasn't, I wanna say,
You don't remember the number? Because we're trying to not
Yeah, I had
identify
that.
my address.
it was the most recent one, right? I think it was, other than this.
it's T or U, one of the two.
Okay.
Anyway, he claims that they brought it under the threshold of blight.
Okay. Could you look that up in your records, what you named it, please, and email me?
Current business, tax annotation agreement with 2026. As I mentioned earlier, we've been trying to get back to 4. We only did 4 1 year, but we've been trying to get back to it again. They have given us a agreement. And it's $780 per compacted load. With a minimum of 1 load removed. The gentlemen go past it by a bunch.
And by the way, that's $5 more than last year, so that's
Yeah,
pretty reasonable.
pretty much. Plus we're getting tires under 17 inches, and it lists the cost for tires. And all free unloaded units, $17. The scheduled dates would be Saturday, May 2nd, then Saturday, August 1st, and Saturday, August 8th. Traditionally, we've had the first Saturday in August has been on the west side of the lake here. And the second Saturday in August has been on the east side of the lake. I suggest that we could start the first Saturday on May 2nd on the east side of the lake this year, and then alternate next year if we can't get to a 4th time, and we go back and forth each year, so.
Do you remember how many loads they took at each place?
Don't.
Seemed like it was the same price. I don't remember when they billed us, but it seemed like they were equal.
Would that be an activity mostly?
I think it was last month.
Okay.
Should we look that up and see whoever had the most trash gets the first one? Or if they were equal over the east side? I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
I don't know, I think we should start with the east
I
side.
think a good faith for the east side would be to start them off.
Okay.
Anybody can know, so.
Yeah.
You have knowledge, you can drive either way, so.
Right, from the west side or the east side. I mean, yeah, in fact, one year I did the east side just because I was was home on the west side there, so.
So, I'll make a
Resign.
motion.
Oh.
To, I need to get approval to sign it, right? A motion that we look at sanitation agreement 2026. 3 dates, May 2nd, and start that one on the east side, and Ruby Road. And then, on the west side, in spring of 2027. August 1st, to the west side on Leah Street, from the schoolhouse, and then on the east side on August 8th. First, west side is on August 1st, and then on August 8th, the east side of Derby Road. And for the price of $780 per contracted road, the tires and additional items, yes. And let's say, and it would be from 8 to 3 p.m. in the sky. Is there a second? Your second? Second by Mike. Is there any discussion here?
We've got it in a
Yeah.
today.
Nice, try. Not a problem.
What was it?
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. I will sign this. Last week. Still,
I'll mail tomorrow.
if you would.
Okay.
The ladies have been in the corner. Every week.
Yes, sir, to get you out the back.
Okay, the next is updated certificate of deposit signature cards.
I would like to make a motion that I have the board approval to update the signature cards at Nicolay, Citizens National Bank, Awaken, and Straits Area Federal Credit Union for the CDs we have on file with each of those banks. Right now, it's Brenda and me, so I would change it to.
We don't need,
Second time.
do we need the WDs in the other than,
No, just going to.
Moved and seconded by Brett that we update the certificate of deposit signature cards, changing it from Brenda and Denise Capaldi on all the CDs that we have. Would we include also that moving forward until there's a different members as treasurer and clerk, that just goes forward?
we've got all of that. Yes, we will on that.
Okay, just wanted to make sure you didn't want to do this on a regular, not that there's a problem with
Right.
it. but-
No, if we went
Just
to a new
for-
bank, we'd have to have a motion. All the banks need to have these motions on
Okay.
file before they can move to.
And do we need the names of the banks in motion, do you think?
I think so,
Okay, so
because
give
she'll
us
look
again,
for,
Nicolay.
Yeah, Nicolette,
yeah, they were,
citizens, did you say citizens?
citizens, away, straight to, that's it.
Roll call vote or we?
Nope, just.
All in favor, say, oh, is there any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the ayes have it. The next issue is board matters for discussion. We have a board matter for discussion. Yeah. Then,
I have one thing, is there any ramification from the fallout from the all rental? When people got arrested, is there anything that legally,
I haven't been contacted by the sheriff's department. I don't think anybody else has, so I think that's a private matter between
whoever it was?
those involved and.
There was no damage that we saw, we checked everything out.
They left it between us to call
Yeah.
out their place.
Bobby told me this once, and she's ever seen. Okay, time for a call to the public. Yes, ma'am.
I just have a few observations. I won't get into detail about my background, but I've been a public servant. I've been a professor of higher education, and I've worked in a high-level business. And I understand that we're a small township. And we love that. I've been a property owner here for 7 years. recently retired in the last 2 years, so I've been able to come to meetings far more regularly. My hope is that you can understand how you appear to your public and to the taxpayers. I feel very strongly right now that there is taxation without representation. I don't feel represented when there is constant stonewalling on issues of importance. I find it dichotomous for you to not answer my questions or my comment at the onset of the meeting very unprofessionally and turn it into something else when I was asking about the timeline for the grants and for NEMCOG. You turned it into we're going to talk about the planning meeting that's on the agenda. I found that to be disrespectful. I would urge you to try to conduct yourself with a greater level of decorum and respect. People pay a lot of taxes to own property here. And if they're on the lake, they pay even more. And so I would just urge you to understand that there's a dichotomy when you unprofessionally stonewall and seem to drag your feet on projects that are important to the community, and yet lecture others about their professionalism in this room. And lastly, I'd like to say, Trustee Borky, I've never heard you, I've been coming to these meetings for 5 years, not consistently, but 2 years consistently. Never heard you speak more than you did tonight about getting paid. And if you're learning so much at these meetings, I would like to hear you share that wealth of knowledge more in the meetings. I hope you'll reflect on that a little bit. So I have ownership in this community. I'm proud of it. I just urge you to think a little bit. Tonight was not your best night. So I would ask that you think a little bit and reflect a little bit about how you conduct yourself in front of taxpayers. Finally, I would like somebody personally who has knowledge about fire on a planning commission. That's one of the most important things in this community is our fire department. That storm left so many dead trees. I'm from Colorado originally. We are going to have problems. And I'd like somebody who knows about that, who has a say in how we plan our community. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a question. Normally I wouldn't bring this up in this kind of forum, but seeing as you felt compelled to talk about your health. You said it a couple of times. Should the board or the community be worried? I mean, hopefully everything's okay, but should we be worried that you can fulfill your duties? Is your health an issue because you felt compelled to say it 3 times? So is it, once again, hope everything's okay, but is this something that we should be concerned about as?
I would say no.
Okay, so should be no problem fulfilling your duties, everything should be done on time, all that's fine, there's no health issues that causes that, correct?
Not at this time.
Not this time. Okay, good, well, I'm glad for you personally, thank you.
Any other comments?
I'd just like to personally thank the community for continuing to support us. And maybe ask that when the public's talking to the board, supervisor actually pays attention instead of paying attention to his 3-minute clock. A little bit of professionalism goes a long way.
Any other comments? Board comments, Denise?
I want something about it, but I forgot. Did we decide not to worry about that? I think so.
Oh, yes, I was gonna mention that, we have 4 people in our office, the treasurer and the clerk's office. And, we're gonna do some rearranging because, Bobby and I are both in the office at the same time, and we've had some, doing this when we're on the phone, both with taxpayers, to block out the other person's conversation, so we're gonna be doing some rearranging. If I lost one more space, spread out a little bit. We walk around.
Why do you need headsets to?
Well, and people come in and they're on top of Denise and try to pay a tax with me, it's
So we're
awkward.
trying to find a place for them to sit down and write a check and with voting coming up, when they're coming to vote absentee ballots, I used to have a little spot in here for them to come vote an absentee ballot if they want to do it in person. But then that gets taken down when we're running the hall in between, so we're gonna try to make a little space. Where we can have a little, a table where they can sit down and write checks or vote an absentee ballot. Thank you for reminding yourself, Denise. We sent out 273 absentee ballots for this millage election. And I've gotten 113 of them back. So, and that traditionally a school election is low turnout, especially when it's the only thing on the ballot. So I think this permanent ballot thing that we have under proposal two, as hard as it is, because people are not always where they thought they were gonna be. So I'm getting ballots returned, and luckily they give me phone numbers, so I call and say, I guess you haven't gone south, or I guess you have gone south, or whatever, to get the ballots to the right place, they won't forward them. But we'll have a good turnout on this millage election because of this permanent ballot thing, where I automatically send people said, send me a ballot if I'm eligible to vote. So we had 273 of those for this election. So, which I think is encouraging for a school election. So,
And how many did you send out?
273 I've sent out, and I've gotten 113 back.
So that's a little standard. So, for any election, or they have to do a special request, please.
No, well, the people that have said, I always want to receive one out of
Right.
273. So I can get some more requests. People will call me and say, send me a ballot, and I will. And of course, we'll be here on election day with people that like to vote for.
And election day is?
November 4th. And if you were here for the election commission, we'll be here from 7 till 8 on November 4th for you to come and vote.
Is there a 14-day early?
No early voting because this is just a local election.
That's what I thought.
No early voting. But they can come in and vote early by voting their absentee ballot anytime they want.
The last meeting, several meetings, I have expressed my concern about the conduct of how we receive information about our meeting and the link. After the last meeting, I reflected on it quite a bit and talked to MTA and, was told that we really, as a board, need to come together and own the agenda and own the meeting, that the supervisor is not the boss of the meeting, but the moderator of the meeting. So I think we need to continue to work on that. Tonight was a testament to that. The last 3 meetings, we have had constituents leave during the meeting because of different things. I think that's unacceptable and embarrassing as a board member. I really, really hope that we can figure our way forward because it just shouldn't be this way. We're a great community. I said it last month. We're good people.
And we really need, we have a policy that says board packets go out on Thursday. Laz sends me the agenda on Thursday, and we send out the board packets on Thursday. So anything that's supposed to be discussed, for instance, if Mike had information on Blight, he should have either sent me a note or Laz a note saying, Blight needs to be on the agenda. We're gonna discuss property T or U. I mean, that should have been given in the board packet.
Unless there's some emergency.
Unless there's some emergency, unless the sheriff's department just told him today or something,
I just got the information this afternoon.
Okay, so that is the reason why I need that, but, and anyway.
Can I finish?
Yes.
That's okay, that's all right. But anyway, I really think we need to work on it. I would like to also apologize to the 4 people who put their planning commission applications in on time, took the time and the effort to fill those out completely. I think we've done a huge disservice to those 4 people, and I also, again, am embarrassed by that. I'm not sure if I was one of them that I want to serve at this point. I think that they're good people and they will, and they'll see past it, but again, we've got to do better. This planning commission is the biggest thing we have on our table right now. It sets the tone for the future of this township. We are laying out a plan to say how the people who proceed or follow us are going to act and create things within our township. So the fact that we're following it around, you know, is I think unacceptable. So I hope again that we can really think about these things and
Like we're saying, these four aren't good enough, we're gonna wait till we get some better ones, that's what it sounds like.
Well, not to sound like a broken record, so I will just say a second. I'm not sure. What Denise and Bobby both said, I think they're all very important details, and I think we have kind of lost focus in some regards with the, for this board. And we need to get back on track.
At this time, I will decline.
Okay, I will say, completely different topic. I'm very grateful for what's happened internationally in the last couple of days, and the fact that those people who were held hostage in Israel were released. Hopefully it's gonna help the world, make the world a more peaceful place, and I think that, we can work on doing that here in North Township too. Is there a motion to adjourn? Moved by Brett. Second by Mike. Discussion? All in favor, say aye. No.
Some say yes, some say no.
Or Tim takes all those cookies, don't.
Is the office open tomorrow? Or
I mean, I was looking from out of that, but fresh out, yes.
Did they get another guy to go over there?
Yes,
Okay.
we're one big party department.
Okay.
Okay.
If the church wants to do some caroling, that would be cool, I was thinking, Jim. Jim. No, it's Jim, so, but he can lead some singing, but. Yeah.
Hey, no, they asked me a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
I forgot to,
Because I said to Jim. Yeah, oh, I had to before, you know, it's like, but